All right, so good morning. Here it is, April 24th. Let's take a look at the market today. Let's see what we got. So we discussed, um, the levels, how everything hit, and you can kind of see these Fibonacci levels yesterday. Not a whole lot of action overnight. We got up here, and we're just kind of hanging around. We're currently, +3, almost 4 here pre-market with still about 45 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago for the opening. We are at the range, inside this range here, well, just above it. This was yesterday's high, previous high up here at 78.39 and 3/4. So I'm just kind of watching what's it going to do here in the next 40 minutes. Do we open outside, inside the range? It's going to kind of be a chop day. We got some earnings plays and different stuff going on, and so we'll see what some potentials are. Yesterday was a huge day in the market, and then you can see 1272 extension here kind of met, slowed down as well. So, are we going to open up inside or outside the range? That's going to be my key today to see kind of get my direction going here. S&P is the same way. It hit some upside targets as well. Got up here to the 1272, kind of stalled, and then just really hung around. Again, previous highs here at 29.39 and 3/4. You can see it here, but here's the label. It's over here, and it's indicated by this green line. So just looking here. Again, are we going to be inside, outside of this range? Some of these past resistance, some of these levels that held, really these 1272s, are they going to be support now? What kind of plays can we get off of that? So I know it's a huge range all the way down here from 29.12 up here to 29.39. So you got a heck of a range, 27 points really to trade in, but you can see some support levels on the inside. There's not a whole lot I can grab some fib levels off of. I'd rather just use some of these, but if we did, we could look swing high to low here, get us some more support, but again, it's not going to be that big of a trade, so I'm not really interested in doing that off that. So we can see, again, where do we open at? That's going to be the key today. We do have some, resistance levels above, um, up here. Let's go back out to, well, 29.47 is still our all-time high on this S&P futures, and I don't have that marked up. I don't know why, but anyway, so here you got 40, 41s, 44, and then 47, the all-time high. And can we break it? We got some earnings, possibly that could do that. So it'll be interesting. Again, RSI has calmed down a little bit on the hourly, and so again, it's still over bought territory. But again, let's just see where we open at. Oil still just kind of making a grind higher. Have this level up here at 67.85, 69.5. Looks like it's moving here. It's up 6 cents pre-market. Inside yesterday's range. Here's the high and the low. If we can break this 66.6, the mark of the beast, we may be able to push higher. But again, just seeing if we can play off of that. Today is Wednesday, so we will have, let me see, we should have crude oil inventories at 10:30 Eastern. Um, so maybe there's some plays off the opening range, but probably just gonna wait until um, the crude oil inventories report before doing anything. I don't know why I have that here, but I am, a little bullish still because some of the plays and earnings. I'm hoping it's bullish because I am in some stocks, some options that are oil plays and oil names. And then once kind of that ends, maybe we can see a little bit of a reset or a pullback on this oil. Gold futures, we talked yesterday about hitting some support levels. It flushed at right before the market opened. Um, 67.9 here. We had a level of 67.5, so 4 ticks away from this max extension. Some more support down here, bigger levels, but we got a bounce off of this RSI, which I was expecting. And again, that's at my favorite one of my favorite trades with gold is on that hourly RSI. Back into this gap. We haven't quite filled the gap. Let's see where we're at. The high is 76.1. The gap is up here at 76.8. So it's got about 7 ticks left to fill. We are inside the range currently right now. See how we play off that. Maybe clean some of these levels up. But you can see how this hundred's really held. So it could act as support and resistance as well. I think this 71.5 was just the entry from yesterday. Um, and so again, we're down 10 cents. See how this opens. Just looking at those ranges, and I play mainly off of those yesterday's and ranges. And if everything's kind of inside or right above, at the highs, it'll maybe give us a better opportunity once the market opens here. Bonds are up. Hourly RSI is up, so this is going to be interesting. Just first glance here, this little area, it looks like we're stopping here. If I extend that to the left, for whatever reason, we stopped here as well. So maybe it's a pattern. Maybe where we are all oversold, we may see a look and then maybe start a run higher. We got a couple gaps up here as well. Um, that have yet to be filled. So not a whole lot on the bonds. I just kind of really just again watch them on the ranges. I'm not a huge trader of them, but I do like to scalp them just because they're worth so much per tick. Let's take a look. So that's really the futures. Again, I'm just looking at the ranges. We have some resistance above here. Nasdaq futures have hit a high. I really think that we should probably test or at least try. I don't know when or if or when, but with some of these earnings names, I can definitely see um, the S&P trying to break its all-time high as well of 29.47. So that's really just my outlook on that, on the futures. Really just waiting to see where we open on those. So we got some support levels um, and a little bit of resistance levels to see. So, all right. So I got a couple reminders here. Let's see. First one is a post earnings on eBay. So eBay reported yesterday after the market and had a nice move up. Okay, so that's something we'll look at. Here's where my notes are going to come from the stock on the stock side. We're going to look at eBay post earnings. My other reminder. So here, let's take a look. Post earnings plays on Halliburton, which would be 2 days, and we got WHR and GWW, which was Granger. Okay, I don't have anything on those. We can look at HAL, WHR. There's a reason why I wrote them down. They must have been good. And then post earnings move higher. Let's look at Procter and Gamble, which Procter PG is not higher, so we're gonna look at it. PG and then Twitter, which I really not gonna do a lot with Twitter. Made a good move on it yesterday, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing now. It was a good play. It was more than expected. on there. So really, I'm not going to do a lot with that. But here's some post earnings stuff. Post earnings one day, and these are post earnings um, 2 days, which except for Procter and Gamble, I think was yesterday. PG was, yeah, it was just a one day. So the others, here's the eBay results. If eBay is down, let me look here. If the move was down on eBay, which it wasn't, there was some plays. Let's see if the move is up, if that changes. So a decent return. What was this post earnings tool? Get rid of this volume. 1%. So here's some results of eBay on the option side. Here, if we have at least a 1% move, you can see the EMAs are, well, it's near the 10 EMA, but really everything else is stacked. At least it's above the 50. But here are some different calls and what has won, and about 100% return. So a one-to-one type trade, not bad on eBay if it's up at least 1%, which the move was. So we'll see how this opens up today. Maybe worth getting a call here. So I'm gonna need to share that. Um, eBay post earnings if 1% move up. So I like that. Let's take a look at. I'll do the back testing stuff for others, but let's see what else we got earnings wise. Today, this morning, is the 24th. So we had Boeing. Let's take a look really quick. Boeing announced. Is our BA play higher? Something we'll look at. AT&T was moved lower. That was a pretty good move. T play lower. Can we kick them while they're down? Biogen, Caterpillar, Cat. Cat is, I really like that one. I remember doing the test on it. BIB, nothing really there. Anthem, AHTM, nope. Anthem, no, Anthem, there it is. AHTM, yeah. Not a big move on Anthem. Sirius XM, and that's really a penny stock. I don't really like playing it. Be too easily manipulated. What else we have? General Dynamics. We got Facebook today's after the close, so we'll be watching that. MSFT. This has been just a beauty. Wait a second. Microsoft doesn't. It's after the bell. Yeah, so I don't know why. Okay, why that's acting like it's already on there. Tesla actually reports today. That'll be interesting. PayPal. Um, what in the world happened to PayPal there? At 4 o'clock. That's a huge. Somebody buying, knowing something. Chipotle, and then that's really some of the bigger ones. UPS tomorrow. Um, but let's take. All right, so that's that. Really, we'll look at these that I've got listed here. Let's take a look at some of the current positions we're in. CVX, which was the oil name. Let's go to a daily here. Kind of see where we're at. Um, Really, it was right around break even. FIVN was one that I got in towards the end of the day. The only bad thing when I got in, it was above the 786, and I was hoping it'll run to the 1272, but um, we didn't cross. It closed below, so I'm gonna create an alert to see if we can get back above that level. And everything is stacked. The 10 EMA is stacked, so that's what I was looking for yesterday. 92. So we're about $1 above that. But if we can get back above this, I like my chances. The back test was huge on that. Grub is a post earnings play or pre earnings play. They report. Grub reports tomorrow after the bell. Let's see if we can get a move in it. We're in Intel as well. We're in LRCX, which it reports today after the market. So hopefully I can get get out of this above water. I think I'm down about $1 on it. And then we've got XOM as another oil name. So let's go back out and look at the oil. You can see the squeeze is fired long on this oil name. So let's see if we can continue to run a little bit higher here. We've got a price gap. You can see here. So maybe we can get up here into these 84s, which would be good for our trades there. But that's really it. We can do a quick scan for some more bullish burst. I think I did this um, after the bell yesterday. Had some good, a lot on there. FIVN was one. Roku's another one. Really need to look at. Let's see here. Roku. And it's got earnings coming up, so maybe that's a possible pre-earnings top play. But this is looking good. We've kind of stalled down here at the last earnings spot. Let's see if we can run higher, maybe into earnings. So let's take a look at Roku. Um, it's got a bullish burst, and look at pre-earnings plays. What else we got? Any big names or anything that anyone sees? I don't know how easy it is to see. Um, that they see on here. A lot of these I think I've already tested. HubSpot, Five, and that's how. This is where I got that one. PC Connection. That one looks new. CNXN. So let's take a look. CNXN. In a squeeze, 21 were below the 21 and the 50, 38. So it's got a room. So it crossed the 10 and it's got, maybe $2 to the upside. Let's take a look and see if we can if it's got any kind of bullish burst to it. Let's back test. CNXN. Okay. Wow. Let's look over the last 2 years. Let's look over the last year. Huh. Another beauty. Alright, CNXN. This is a bullish burst. So I'll show you what I'm talking about on here. Let's take this. It's not that. Show you the 10 EMA, the 50, the 200. Technical open crosses up through the 10. RSI is below 70. and the 50 is above the stock price. Make sure this is legit. And then the 200. Okay. So maybe okay. So once I changed some of the parameters on this, it did change it a little bit. But here's some 30 delta calls, 2 wins, 4 losses. But it's still, the wins must be pretty good. But I want to take that out. I don't like. Still, even though it's 4, it's a decent return. The losses have been pretty small, but the average return's not very big. So that was a good try. But anyways, okay. So let's go back here. Let's look at our futures one last time. Um, we can see that again we're back inside this range. We have the 1272 as some support, but really we're going to look at some moves and see if we can make some trades off of that once the market opens here in about 15 minutes. S&Ps is the same thing. Let's go down to a 15-minute and again see what kind of move we're looking at here. Oil's in the middle of the range, gold's kind of in the middle. The bonds is really the only thing on the outside to look at. All right, so that's kind of the plan for the day. Just waiting to see maybe if we can get a play off these ranges in the futures. We got some stocks here to look at for some options plays. So let's run some back tests on that, and we'll start sharing it accordingly.